Coming up, a sneak peek at a popular comedian performing in Baton Rouge.
Plus, a look at the Beatles tribute band that rocked the Union.
And later, the latest in movies, music, and fashion. Stay tuned, you're watching The Rundown.
Good afternoon. It's Thursday, April 2nd. I'm Ryan Sands.
And I'm Caitlin Switzer. Thanks so much for joining us today.
A group of LSU students are putting the pedal to the metal on their way to graduation.
Tiger TV reporter Mary Claire Palmer takes a look at an eco-friendly car that was built right here on campus.
It's not your average graduation requirement, but for these LSU seniors, their diploma depends on their car.
You basically design and build a car and see how far you can go on a gallon of gas.
Captain of LSU's Eco Marathon team, Jordan Truitt, has worked on this eco-friendly car concept for the past 3 years. But last year, for the first time, his team competed in the Shell Eco Marathon in Fontana, California.
It's pretty intense. Last year, we pretty much had everything that could have gone wrong went wrong.
So Truitt and his team plan to build a new and improved model of their car.
We named the car Ellen after a teammate of ours that passed away in a car accident.
This new car, Ellen, would be their senior design project, a project that determines whether or not these engineering students will graduate. But in August, the team's desire to redeem themselves was threatened. They didn't have enough funding to complete their prototype, meaning their car could be left unfinished and their graduation date undetermined. Team advisor Dr. Shengmin Gao said the team needed about $10,000 in funding, and at the time, they cashed in at only about $2,000.
At that time, I almost feel we had to abandon this project.
Everybody decided we're going to stick with it, and so it was pretty much everybody funding money. We pulled it out.
The team received funding from a variety of places, including Halliburton, Dow Chemical, and even a few of their parents' companies. So after a long journey, they're finally ready to hit the road for the April 15th competition. Reporting for Newsbreak, I'm Mary Claire Palmer.
The Eco Marathon team began building their car last summer in preparation for this month's competition. Rachel will have more gadget news later on in the show.
If you're in the mood for a good laugh, comedy legend Jerry Seinfeld is performing tonight at the Baton Rouge River Center. The comedian will be playing 2 separate sets, one at 7 and another at 9:30. Tickets for both shows are still available and range in price from $46 to $76. Here's a sneak peek of what to look forward to.
So I go to the bathroom in the airport. What is the story on the sinks in airport bathrooms? That they will not give us a twisted on, twisted off human-style faucet. Is that too risky for the general population? Too dangerous? We better install the one-handed, spring-loaded, pain-in-the-ass Alcatraz-style faucets. You know those ones where you gotta go, hey, boy, I got a little water there. Oh, another couple drops.
Broken hungry? Well, the LSU Student Activities Board has got you covered. Grab a couple friends and head over at 9 p.m. to the LSU Ballroom in the Union to see a free screening of the movie Juno. In addition to the free screening, there'll be free popcorn and drinks served to all the students who attend.
Coming up after the break, a look at the latest celebrity news.
Stick around, you're watching The Rundown. Welcome back to The Rundown. We'll now take a look at your latest celebrity news. The Queen of England met 2 very important people on Wednesday. President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle were all smiles as they visited Buckingham Palace in London. The 2 met Queen Elizabeth II and husband Philip. The Obamas also paid a visit to British Prime Minister Gordon Brown and wife Sarah. The 2 are in London for the G20 summit, which begins today. Star Jones finally confessed about her gastric bypass surgery. Jones appeared on Oprah to discuss her weight loss and issue an apology. Jones said that she is ashamed she did not have the courage to admit about how she lost the weight. After Jones's weight tipped the scales at 307 pounds in 2003, she made the secret decision to have a gastric bypass surgery. The surgery helped her lose 160 pounds. Now she is apologizing to her former View co-hosts for having to hide how she lost the weight. Jones has maintained her weight loss but says it is a constant struggle. A 34-year-old man was arrested for stalking and carrying a loaded gun while trying to break into the Dancing with the Stars set. Robert Ryan just wanted to meet Shawn Johnson. Ryan said that he drove from Florida to Los Angeles because the gymnast is speaking to him through the television. If Ryan is convicted, he could face 4 years in prison. Girl Next Door Holly Madison and Apple founder Steve Wozniak were both sent packing on the Dancing with the Stars set. The episode marks the show's first double elimination of the season. Steve, the 58-year-old Apple co-founder, consistently earned the lowest scores during the show's 4 weeks of competition. The Woz and professional partner Katrina Smirnoff earned 12 points out of a possible 30 for their Argentine tango. Holly had a lot of fun, but mentioned it was physically harder than she expected. To watch the remaining dancers, tune in to ABC on Mondays at 7 and Tuesdays at 8.
Well, Nicolas Cage sold his German castle. Cage purchased the castle located in southern Germany in 2006. Cage sold it to his former legal advisor in Germany, Konrad Wilfers. The movie star fell in love with the castle and had plans for renovation. The castle is surrounded by more than 400 acres in gardens and forests and has over 20 rooms. Cage still owns the Milford Castle in England, however. Actor Josh Hartnett was seen getting into an ambulance Saturday night in Los Angeles. Hartnett was brought to the hospital with severe stomach pains. The hospital kept him overnight for observation, but according to his publicist, Hartnett is doing well. The illness was the same one that kept him from performing in a play back in November. Rapper T-Pain is performing again after being injured in a golf cart accident. T-Pain suffered several cuts and lost 4 teeth in the accident. T-Pain was hospitalized and underwent emergency dental surgery, but not to worry, it won't be long before this rapper's fitted for a new grill. Madonna's single again and proud of it. The singer wrote a response on Twitter that says she's happy to be single. Madonna's divorce from Guy Ritchie was finalized in December. The pop icon is not planning on being alone for very long. She's currently adopting a 3-year-old girl from Malawi. Madonna met Mercy James when she visited the orphanage 2 years ago. The adoption should be finalized soon. Well, that's all for your latest in celebrity news. We'll now take it over to Andrew for the latest in movie news.
Thanks, Ryan. Coming up, we'll see which films topped the box office over the weekend and what's headed to theaters. That and more. Stick around. You're watching The Rundown. Welcome back to The Rundown. I'm Andrew Alexander with your movie news update. Capturing the top spot at the box office this weekend, the animated adventure Monsters vs. Aliens. Breaking in just under $60 million, the film stars Reese Witherspoon and Seth Rogen. When planet Earth is invaded by evil aliens, the government must call upon the help of the monsters. Led by Dr. Cockroach, Ph.D. and Ginormica, it's up to this band of misfits to save the world from certain doom. And coming in second at the box office, the horror flick The Haunting in Connecticut. Breaking in just over $23 million, the film tells the true story of the Campbell family. When the Campbells move to Connecticut, they move into a house with a dark history. When violent supernatural events take place, the family must seek the help of the Catholic Church to perform an exorcism. And rounding out the box office top 5 are Knowing, I Love You Man, and Duplicity. Well, racing onto the big screen this weekend is the high-octane thriller Fast and Furious. In this 4th installment of the Supercharged series, Vin Diesel is back. When Dom Toretto, played by Diesel, returns to LA, he once again crosses paths with agent Brian O'Connor. When they're forced to join forces to fight a mutual enemy, they'll have to put the pedal to the metal and force their cars to the limit. Also hitting the big screen is the teen comedy Adventureland. The film stars Jesse Eisenberg and Twilight's Kristen Stewart. After James Brennan graduates college, he realizes he cannot afford to go on his dream vacation to Europe. Instead, he takes a job at a local amusement park called Adventureland and forever alters the course of his summer. And also opening in select theaters are The Escapist, The Song of Sparrows, and Sugar. In other news, Disney has announced that it plans to re-release many of its timeless classics in 3D. FirstShowing.com reports that both Toy Story and Toy Story 2 will be released in 3D as a double feature on October 2nd. Disney also plans to release Beauty and the Beast in 3D in 2010. Well, from 3D to BR, the search for the next Spielberg took place last weekend on LSU's campus. The 10th annual Outhouse Film Festival showcased many films from both local and international filmmakers. Taking home the top prize, known as the Golden Outhouse Award, was Dance World Revelations by Hedge Pictures. Well, that's a wrap for your movie news. We now kick it over to Josh for music.
Thanks, Andrew. Coming up, from the hills to the recording studio, plus which albums topped the charts this week. That and more music news when we return. You're watching The Rundown.